Okay, I guess we are live now. Let me quickly check some settings here. Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another YouTube live. We'll wait for 1 or 2 minutes, let other people join, and then we'll start with our Q&A session. Those who are joining, one second. Yeah. Okay, those who have joined, please give me quick information. Am I audible properly? And am I visible too? So I can see people are joining. Yes. Hi, Arvinder. Hi, Sachin. Hello, BB. Is it BBQ Wines? Hi, Samir. Hi, Atul. Hi, Mani. Thank you so much for joining, guys. Hi, Kra. Good to see you. Priyanka. Hi, Jiten. Hi, Satish. Sai, Mahendra. Okay, a lot of people have joined. Good to see all of you guys. Let's start with our Q&A session. So if you have any questions that you want to ask related to automation or any other question, feel free to ask. We'll pick this question one by one and we'll continue. Hi, Satish. Hi, Bhanu. Hi, Abhay. Okay, so it has been almost 1.5 months. Last Q&A was in Feb, if I'm not wrong, 27th of Feb. So this is like quick 45 minutes live. If you have any questions related to any of the topic, feel free to ask. If I'm comfortable, I will provide the solution. Otherwise, I will provide you the references. Yes, guys, please go ahead with your questions if you have any. And one quick announcement. Okay, this is from Satish. We are not getting any call for 3 months notice period. Any suggestions? See, Satish, when it comes to this 3 months of notice period, unfortunately, we cannot do anything. But what you can tweak with HRs, that you can say it's negotiable. And once you get, I will say, offer, and once you get selected, then you can try to talk to your manager. If you're on bench, if you don't have any project, then you might get released early. But at least in HR yarn, we can say that it's 3 months, but I can come down to 2 months because it's negotiable and depends on the total manager's approval. This is how you can tweak little bit, but officially we cannot do anything else. Arvind, this is, hi Mukesh, can you create a roadmap for creating a test infrastructure for execution with Jenkins, GitHub, AWS container, and Terraform? That's a great thought, Arvinder. I don't have video. Basically, I do this in my training program. So basically, we create our complete test infrastructure on AWS using Docker, and we actually use Docker Compose instead of Terraform. So what it does, we have a Docker Compose v3 which comes with video recording. We actually do this in our training program, but I will quickly create a video that how we can automate this process using Terraform. It's a great suggestion. Most probably next week I will record. So I also have a video on GitHub Actions where, let's say, if you don't want to set up the infrastructure, you don't want to set up the Jenkins, GitHub Actions provide everything on the go. So you can create a simple YAML file. If you go to my GitHub account, you will get a YAML file. You can simply use the same YAML file in your project. It can work as a CI/CD pipeline. It can also generate containers at runtime. And in case if you want to attach your agents also, you can connect to GitHub Actions. Great features, cross platforms. You can have Windows, Mac, Linux. And when it comes to auto scaling, that is also a good feature in GitHub Actions. But I will note this point. I will create a roadmap on this too. Okay, some random person says, hello, sir. When will the next batch will start? So it will be mostly from 14th of May. The current batch we started 7th of May, 7th of Jan. That will get over by 7th of May. 14th May will start our batch. So I will announce most probably next week. So feel free to join. Okay, Purnima says, "Hi Mukesh, is it possible to automate the application which has lot of canvas screen? We need to perform click actions on the canvas screen text using Selenium." So using Selenium, it's little tricky. What you can use Tesseract OCR. So what it can do, it can click on the images based on the images and based on the screen resolution. So you can use Tesseract OCR, you can use hotkeys, but hotkey not stable, which I use in the last project. Plus, only it supports Windows. So Tesseract OCR, you can give a try. Please explain me about frame automation framework design level calls. What do you mean with design level calls? So Vipin, if you are talking about how to explain framework, I have a video on this on my YouTube channel. Just go and search how to explain framework in interviews. But when you say design level calls, I just need more details. Can we have series on JMeter tool if possible? So Priyanka, I have a JMeter series. It's half series. I recorded in 2021, if I'm not wrong, around 8 videos. But after that, I could not continue that series. But I can resume the same series. If you're looking for the basic one, just to get started and how to make basic load tests, that I already have on my channel. But advanced, I will resume that series soon. So fresher, any suggestions? See, when it comes to fresher, first of all, we don't have much expectation from the fresher from automation perspectives. So if you are comfortable with basics of manual plus basics of automation, we're good to go. From fresher, like when you're applying as a fresher, be very open when it comes to exploring different tools. Be open with different roles. Don't stick to only QA, because when you are fresher, you can adopt any technologies, any tools. So when I was fresher back in 2011, I was very rigid. I want to go into development. Somehow I get into QA. But uh, when it comes to fresher profile, even if you're getting role as a support role, later on you can do IJP. Be open to different roles and different kind of technologies that you're getting. I have seen many people who started their career as a support engineer, then they moved into testing. Now they're into development. Sanjay is one of the example, right? He started as a like he did chemical engineering, then he went into IBM as a mainframe for mainframe, not developer, but mainframe support. Then he went into testing, and now he's a uh, innovator who is building a lot of tools. So for a freshers, be open, have some confidence, get comfortable with basics, and start giving interviews. The more interviews you give, the more comfortable you will get. So don't create any filters, keep applying. And after every interview, do a retrospective that what went wrong in the last interview, where I can improve. If you need any help or suggestions, reach out to the mentors or the different friends which you have. But keep giving multiple interviews. Satish says, based on your experience, which automation tool you can suggest to learn? Every company asks for the new tools like Selenium, Playwright, Cypress. Satish, if you are looking for a job change, start with Selenium. But if you already know Selenium, I would recommend Playwright. And see, Satish, understand every automation tool works almost in the same way. That tool syntax will change. So I will not recommend you to learn each and every tool in the same category. Pick one primary, one secondary. Start with Selenium with Java, then you can go with Playwright with JavaScript. Or if you are looking, let's say, especially in Europe area, then I have seen Cypress have more demand. So Selenium Playwright or Selenium with Cypress, don't learn all this. Even if you learn, it's not too tough, but you will not learn anything new, right? Because eventually they all are doing web plus API. Yeah, most welcome, Satish. Balaji says every company is looking for some AI capabilities on test automation. Is it realistic in the real world scenarios? Yes, Balaji. Nowadays, every company is expecting that every QA should have some idea about the different AI tools exist in the market, the different AI capabilities that you can inject in the current application. For example, Playwright have introduced MCP server, right? Now Selenium soon also will come with their MCP capabilities like adapter, which you can inject and you can use AI features. A lot of AI tools in the market which supports end-to-end automation, right? Web automation, API, mobile, desktop, mainframe as well, by just writing a prompt. So you can use Test Trigger. It's free. It includes all these features, like web API, mobile, SMS calls, phone calls, two-factor authentication, captures everything. So yes, it is expected nowadays, and I would recommend at least you learn and implement one of the tools so that it you can highlight in your resume. Plus, you can also get a different perspective how AI is evolving and how you can use in your current project. Okay. Session says, can you please make a video demonstrating playwright automation with Python? Yeah, Shashank, I can do that, but understand playwright works on WebSocket, whether you use Java, JavaScript, Playwright, Python. I have two series, one on Python. Sorry, I have two series, one on JavaScript, one on Java. So Playwright works exactly in the same version when you go with Python. Only thing is, instead of using Java or JavaScript, you will use Python. So features will remain same, but the syntax will change. So if you want to really get experience how Playwright works, I would recommend at least watch two videos from Java series, two videos from JavaScript series. I can resume with Python too. But Playwright capabilities will remain the same. Mahalakshmi says, I'm trying to run test automation class in BDD framework. I'm getting the error like no such method like test started in it, like it's showing how to resolve that. See, Mahalakshmi, first of all, you need to give more details. Just by looking this text, is seems like when we're running pom.xml file, it is not able to load the test runner. So make sure in your pom.xml file you have a Maven Surefire plugin that is uh, that is able to detect the test runner file that you want to run. So how it works, the moment you run your Maven build, it will scan your pom.xml file, looks for Maven Surefire plugin, then it will try to find Cucumber test runner. Now depends on the pattern that you are given. Once it will find the Cucumber test runner, then it will try to run the feature files. That feature file will look for the spec files, or the feature files. Let's say if you're using only Java, then it will look for the spec file. If you're using JavaScript, again .spec.js file. So what I can see from this message is it is not able to detect the test runner. So make sure you're given the patterns correctly. Thanks, Mukesh. Do you mean in API automation course you're teaching test infra things? Yes. See, Arvind, when it comes to API automation, we don't need browsers, right? So in API, we don't need much heavy infrastructure. But when it comes to web automation, we need browsers, because for example in web automation I need Windows, Mac, Linux. I need browser versions, latest minus one, latest minus two. So infrastructure will be little complex when it comes to web automation. For APIs, we can actually execute on the CLI too. So we don't need heavy infrastructure when it comes to API, but for web plus mobile, yes, we need. Okay. Mani says we are maintaining all the test cases and we are automating the test cases using Playwright. By here, the problem is after running the regression suite, we are updating one. So basically, your question is incomplete. Maybe it's not coming because of the YouTube restriction, but your question is incomplete, Money. Maybe you can drop your question to my email. I will look into it. Okay, this is what I want to highlight, guys. How's the job market right now? I see job openings, but company seems to prefer immediate joiners. There's a quite a lot layoffs happening. See, Sachin, that is a standard thing. Mostly layoffs you will see from December to March. So if you are not into that bracket, you are lucky. Even if you got layoff because of company's policies or that shutting down complete unit, it's okay. April, May, June is the best time for switch, because obviously companies have a new hiring process. Plus, they also have um, planning for the next year. So a lot of companies will open number of openings from April to June, July. This is the best time to switch, and you will see a lot of calls. So be ready for this job openings. Most probably from this week, you will see a lot of calls will be coming. And don't worry about the layoff new. It's I will say it's common in IT. Even Amazon does the layoff. Facebook also have done the layoffs. We cannot control that part, right? So what you can control is your skills and how you can clear the interviews. Uh, and see, everything looks very fancy on LinkedIn and Instagram, but behind the scene, everybody's struggling. Nobody tells the real story. So don't get too much excited when you see a lot of many people are getting promoted, many people are switching. You have to see what matters to you based on your current role, based on current situation. If you're planning for a switch, do preparation, try to switch in the next 3 months. BB says, I'm an automation engineer selling with Java. I lost my job, not getting any calls. It has been 10 months now. I started learning Playwright, TypeScript. Any advice? See, BB, if you're not getting calls from the last 10 months, it means something is wrong with your resume too. Because market was little low from December to March, but it has been 10 months and you're not getting calls. It's high time to check whether your resume is properly updated. It is uh, ATS friendly or not. Your LinkedIn profile is updated. Whatever expectation we have in the job market based on how much experience you have, whether it's properly formatted or not, right? So it's not always market is low. Sometimes our profile is not matching as per the job description. You will not get the calls. So go back and check whether something can be done in your resume. And if you're learning Playwright with JavaScript, TypeScript, it's good. Only thing is, don't only focus on Playwright. Try to see what else is missing in your resume as per the job market. For example, if you have 10 plus experience and most of the JD says you should be comfortable with Docker, you should be comfortable with some AI tools, you should have knowledge of Linux, Unix, Kubernetes. See what is missing, try to learn and implement, and then add in your resume. It's not that you are faking something, it is just you have learned in the last 10 months and you are implementing in your resume. Money, now I got a second part. Your status, updating the status manually, what should be the best approach? See, Money, when it comes to automating the results automatically, you have to use APIs. Whatever test management tool you're using, they will be having APIs. So you can use this APIs and you can integrate with Playwright. The moment your test fails, you will call this APIs and you will send payload that test passed. By any chance, if the test is getting failed, you can update the status to failed. Plus, you can also append the exception logs so that it will get updated. But many companies don't prefer updating results automatically because, let's say, if your test is not stable, your test failed, but the functionality is working. So unnecessary, it will update on your test management tool, right? So please implement this feature only when you're very confident your test are stable and it will only fail because of the application failure. So if your test is not stable, please don't implement this. How's the job market for Selenium Java? CBB, I will not say that you tag yourself that you only know Selenium and Java. You have to tag yourself that you know automation, right? Don't only target Selenium and Java, because if you only target Selenium, you will be limited to that tool or language. You should target automation test engineer roles or senior test architect or test automation roles. So in that, you have to learn different languages, different tools, one tool from each category. So don't only focus on Selenium. Now coming back to your answer, market is good. Uh, from today itself, I have seen a lot of job openings on LinkedIn. So if you guys are not utilizing LinkedIn, please, I would highly recommend be active on the LinkedIn. Spend less time on Instagram and spend more time on LinkedIn. Any demo on Playwright or Selenium CP? Yes, Nanda Gopal. I'm working on it. I did one POC last night. It went very well. So already a lot of POCs are available on YouTube, but I will try to create one more POC from mine. Mostly by next Monday, like coming Monday or Tuesday, you will see one video on Playwright with MCP servers, which includes web plus API. And I saw one post also yesterday by, if I'm not wrong, NG. So it is also available for Selenium. So I will also see how we can use that. But once you see this MCP demo, guys, you will understand how automation is evolving with AI. You just need to write prompt nowadays and it can start automating your test. Obviously, it is evolving. A lot of things are still missing, but it will be game changer in the upcoming 6 months to 1 year. Most welcome, Satish. Is it good career path to start Scrum Master role as well, doing with automation profile, having 6+ experience, and just curious about it? Or if you suggest See, Priyanka, I would recommend DevOps instead of Scrum Master, because when I have seen the number of layoffs, it was more from the project management side, Scrum Master, product owners, product managers. But the number of layoffs was very less in DevOps side. So if you're into QA, the closest role for you would be DevOps. It will take some time, minimum 6 months to 1 year. So if you plan properly, you can switch to DevOps very easily, because when it comes to test automation, most of the tools we already use, right? Git, GitHub, Jenkins, AWS, Docker. We also use Kubernetes. So more or less, you will be learning few new tools from DevOps side, and it will be easy switch for you. And I've seen good packages also in the DevOps. Few of my friend also having like 70 plus LP in DevOps, which I have not seen, especially in Scrum Master, product owner, and product management role. Stress Trigger is a paid tool, and Playwright can have some level of AI implementation, though new in Playwright. With that, testing role will evolve. But do you think AI will take more part than manual? See, Utkarsh, Test Trigger, Playwright with MCP, and Selenium with MCP. Now, it is not manual or automation, it is manual plus automation. It is not now automation or AI, it's automation and AI. So it's all about take some AI capabilities, bring your automation test, and see how what magic you can create out of it. So use these AI capabilities with different MCP servers and different tools provide, and see how you can uh, maximize the ROI. That would be your main goal. So when it comes to manual, yes, manual testing will be there, but yes, things which can be automated, it should be automated. And if we can automate, how we can reduce the maintenance, that should be our primary goal. Okay. Best of luck, Sai, and let me know if you need any help. James and Texas, I'm seeing many books behind you. What are your favorite ones? Need not to be specific to coding. So first of all, I don't read any books related to coding, but a lot of books. Mostly, I'm getting into business, so I read a lot about sales, marketing. Now I'm getting into storytelling, and I read all non-fiction books, mostly motivation related. Maybe I will make a video on this, that my top 5 books or top 5 books which I recommend. Selenium MCP, yes, it is also there. I will create video on this too. Hi Nirmal, good to see. I'm just curious why you're using your different account for chats and comments. But good to see you, Nirmal. If you ask me, let me give you a couple of books right away. See, these are the book which I keep reading again and again, called Deep Work. It's basically how we can do the deep work. Most of the time, we are doing shallow work. So shallow work means we are doing multitasking, right? So, for example, when I'm working, multiple tabs are open. I'm also getting email notifications. I'm getting WhatsApp. Plus, I'm switching the task. So, this book is highly recommend if you are someone who is looking for the deep work, how you can maximize the productivity. That's a book which I would recommend to everyone. And actually, there are not 5. I can suggest more than 20 books, but maybe in some other videos. There's one book called Atomic Habit. That is also one of the great book. But yeah, I got another idea for one more video. Thank you so much, James. It's not James, it's Games and Tech. But yeah. Okay, so one quick question from Satish. Recently, I received a call from a company, and the interviewer have asked me if I've experienced in AI testing. What exactly is AI testing? Can you suggest any tutorials on this? See, Satish, AI testing is a very broad term. Okay, it could be the two parts. One is how you test LLM models, that also comes under AI testing. Suppose you have different LLM models, or let's say you have custom model that you have trained and now you want to test. So we have many framework nowadays. Maybe you can search uh, LLM test framework, you will see more than 10 frameworks nowadays available. One of the framework which is very popular called Deep Eval. So if you understand how LLM model works, how MCP server works, you can do testing in that area using these framework. Deep Eval is one of the framework which I have seen widely used. The one is AI testing is generic term, like how you can use different AI tools which will allow you to test applications. So one of the example that I've used is test trigger. What all tools need to be hands-on for SDET role? Nowadays, many companies are demanding for SDET role. Please guide. See, Saudagar, whenever you come across this situation where you're confused what to learn, what not to learn, the best thing is to do the research. Research is open LinkedIn. Let's say you're in Delhi or Mumbai or Bangalore. Type Bangalore, search for a role, let's say test automation engineer. Scan minimum 10 to 15 job description. You will find a pattern that every company is looking for these kind of test automation tools. These are the API testing related tools. These are AI tools that they're asking. SQL is common. One cloud platform is common. Uh, Linux is common. So you will find a pattern. Based on that, you will have to build your profile and start applying. So SDET role is not new. It is in the demand from the last decade, from more than a decade now. But only thing is you have to filter it out, like which companies you want to target. You cannot target each and every company. So you have to be very specific. After a time that you want to get into service based, product based, you want, and let's say if you are only targeting mang based companies, then your preparation will be little different, right? For example, you're targeting Amazon, you need at least 1 year of preparation. Let's say if you're just targeting some random, I will not say random companies, but generic companies, it will take 2 to 3 months of preparation and you're good to go. Nirmal says, everyone please vote for AI based tutorial. So Nirmal, test trigger series is coming up, like it is in progress. And this MCP server series I will start soon. Browser use is one of the great library, open source. It works as a AI agent, or you can say AI operator. It can automate most of the tasks for you. I will try for browser use as well. Great library, open source. Sir, when will you complete playwright automation series? I know this is pending from my side. Uh, Around 10 videos are pending. I have not recorded, but I will try to complete this. Okay, this is a very important question which I want to highlight. Sachin says, hi Mukesh, unable to install Selenium ID now, any reason? So recently, Chrome have done a major update. Because of that, many browser plugins are not working, including Selenium IDE. So if you're recording, like if you're looking for a recording playback tool, I would recommend Playwright works. You can use Playwright record and play tool. You can use Test Trigger record and play tools. But Selenium IDE is not working with the latest version. To be more precise, after Chrome version 132, it's not working. So if you have the older versions of Chrome browser, it will work. But latest versions of Chrome does not support Selenium IDE. So Sachin, I would recommend don't rely on this record and playback tools, because first of all, you will not learn anything. In real time also, we don't use it, and it will not help in interviews as well. Fourth, even if you are doing record and play, test maintenance will be very high. So if you're just exploring for learning purpose, it's good. But trust me, we don't use in real time. So don't spend much time. Venki says, I'm really confused about switching to automation. Which language should I feel? Uh, Learn, I feel a little hard, and for Python, I don't see many opening. See, Venki, this is a clear cut answer, right? Python, it's very easy to start, but you don't get openings. Java is not hard. Only thing is, certain topics you might find a little complicated. So I would recommend spend some extra time on those topics. If someone is looking for job change in test automation, close your eyes, blindly go with Selenium and Java. Deadly combination. But if you already know Selenium, you want to explore, I would recommend explore Playwright with JavaScript. That is two deadly combination I would recommend. But if you're someone into manual, you want to get into automation, Selenium with Java, and rest assured for API, Postman for manual, APM for mobile, Cucumber for BDD. These are the standard things that you have to learn. Abhay says, good evening, sir. I have 5 years of experience in QA, so can I move into development? See, Abhay, if you are very passionate about coding, yes, you can. See, I'm not a good coder, I would say, so I would recommend DevOps. But if you have interest in development, yes, within 6 months to 1 year, you have to decide whether you want to go into JavaScript stack or Java stack. So if you plan properly, yes, you can move. I would recommend first try with IJP, and once you get at least 1 or 2 years of experience, then you try outside. Directly from QA to development, you cannot switch outside. First try with IJP, and at least once you get 1 or 2 years experience, then try outside. Emre says, firstly, thanks for your time answering question. Quick question: is it late to learn Selenium Java here? And she says, no, it is never late. It is just you have to get little discipline, because September 2024 Selenium have completed 20 years, right? So it's not late. Now Selenium is very, very mature, widely used, good community support. So it's not late, and Selenium is still the primary choice for web automation. Playwright, Cypress, WebDriver, IO, all these things are coming in the market, but Selenium is the still leader. So it's not late. Start with Selenium and then learn one more language or and one more tool. Sometimes the scroll operation does not work in automation when use JavaScript executor and robot framework. Is this a development issue or something else? So, Mahidir, if you're using latest version of Selenium, you can use actions class. So from Selenium 4.8 onwards, in actions class, they have introduced a new method called scroll into element. So you can use that if you don't want to use JavaScript executor. So if you're using older version of robot library, you can update. In actions class, they have introduced. So when you use mouse over and JavaScript executor, it's quite stable now. It's not a development issue, because when it comes to development, you still have to scroll. So no issue from development side. Only thing is, in Selenium, these libraries got updated, so you will not find much issues. Just update your robot framework library and Selenium dependencies too. Yeah, most welcome. Please start tutorial on MCP Playwright. Yes, it is in pipeline, Nirmal. Most probably next week you will see some videos. Sarah says we're using PyTest framework Playwright with Python. Can you suggest the best strategy to implement parallel execution? Currently, we're using runner file. See, Sarath, if you're using PyTest, then PyTest supports parallel execution. You just need to tell how many threads you want to invoke, and your thread strategy. Is it based on the fixture? Is it based on the controller? And you can do, because when it comes to Playwright supports parallel, but you have to integrate with one of the testing framework which you're already using. So currently, if you're using runner file, that is the one we have. Moving forward, you can use this parallel execution using your CI/CD tool. For example, if you create pipeline, then pipeline you can create multiple jobs, and these jobs will run in parallel. So use any CI/CD tool, let's say GitHub Actions, Jenkins, TeamCity, Bamboo. One level of parallel you can implement here with runner. One level of parallel you can implement on your CI/CD pipelines. Can you please share the videos about Jenkins CI/CD pipeline? So Mahalakshmi, I have a dedicated series. Let me ping that series right away. So guys, those who are looking for playlist on Jenkins, please use this link. This is end-to-end for Jenkins. Jenkins 2.47, but it is relevant. Only thing is they have updated the UI. Thank you so much, Nirva, for the super sticker and 100 rupees. Thank you so much. It means a lot to me. And thanks for being the active member on LinkedIn, YouTube. It means a lot to me. Thank you so much. So, Nirmal, if you are in Bangalore, we are having a close meetup on 4th of May. So, if you're in Bangalore, let's catch up. Okay, coming back to the questions. How to use the AI tools in testing? Please guide us in detail. Srinivas, one series is in progress, AI testing using test trigger and AI testing using MCP server and different automation tool which exist will start coming from next week. Okay. Hitesh Sarju says, you think AI agents can take place of automation in future automatically script written using AI agents? Just edge cases and framework setup done by automation. Hitesh, that's a great question. It's a little scary, but it can be done and it's happening automatically. Many companies are using their own LLM models. They're training them, which is basically writing better scripts as compared to what we write normally. Only thing is, this fine tuning is in progress. Once these LLM models are fine tuned enough, just by writing a better prompts, tests can be automated. Only as you mentioned, negative scenarios, corner scenarios, edge cases, and framework setup has to be done. So this will happen soon, and it's happening already. But don't get scared or don't take extra pressure because of this. We will evolve with time. If things are getting evolved, technology is getting evolved, we will also evolve. So there's a book called Who Moved My Cheese, a very good book. It's a small book, if I'm not wrong, 80 pages, and that book actually shows that we have to evolve with time, we have to evolve with technology. So in 2011 it was all about QTP, then Selenium. Now we have this different AI tools. So get comfortable with these tools, go with the flow, go as per the market standard, and you will be relevant in the market. And Hitesh, many I since we discussed, many congratulations for multiple offers. Okay, so Mahesh, I have one question: how to get ready for test lead roles? I have around 10 plus experience, including manual plus automation. So Mahesh, whether it's a test lead, test architect, principal Q engineer, these are the different roles that you will see. But and again, if you're targeting some banks, NBFC, non fintech based company, they use a term called VP in test automation, right? So don't get into the roles specific, that test lead or architect role, principal Q engineer, and so on. You have to see that with 10 plus experience as a test automation engineer, what you should know. So obviously, you should be comfortable with manual, uh, including a test planning, test strategies, test execution, bug cycle. Coming back to automation, web API, mobile. In web, two tools with two programming APIs, Postman and Bruno nowadays, which I have seen with rest assured. And for mobile APM, cloud you should have Linux, Docker, Kubernetes. All these things should be in your resume. So I guess you have joined late. This we just discussed that whenever you come across this kind of questions and if you're looking for a job change, please see what kind of JDs you have and prepare accordingly. Most welcome, Priyanka. Shall we go with Playwright with JavaScript, TypeScript? See, Praveen, TypeScript is the superset. So if you start with TypeScript, eventually TypeScript will convert into JS, right? What I have seen personally, again, you might have a different opinion. Playwright with JavaScript have a more demand. But again, there's a lot of opening for Playwright with C# as well, Playwright with JavaScript, Playwright with TypeScript, Playwright with Python. You cannot learn all. Start with JavaScript according to me. But let's say if you get into a role where they're using TypeScript, it's just a matter of 2 weeks. You can learn the syntax and move. But trust me, Praveen, nobody will be too rigid that if you know Playwright with JavaScript and they're hiring for TypeScript, they will not select. No, they understand that Playwright will remain same. So even if you have completed Playwright with Java and you attend interview with JavaScript, TypeScript, they will still consider you. Jitendra Triwali, I have Triwari, sorry, Tiwari. I have 7+ experience, but I haven't worked on real-time automation testing project yet. However, I have learned Selenium with Java and rest assured. How can I build confidence while changing jobs? Okay. See, Jiten, now this is little tricky question. First of all, whether you have learned Selenium with Java, rest assured on the personal projects or in the real time, not too many changes, right? When it comes to real time, you will see the application URL will change, the test data will change, application will change, flow will change, but your automation fundamental will never change, right? For example, you're working with one e-commerce application, CRM applications, or ERP applications. So more or less these libraries works in the same way, right? Your flow will change, locators will change, test data will change, whether you work in real time or some personal projects. So if you have a fear that how will I work in real time, don't get too much worry. In real time also, more or less, you will find the same issues. In real time, you might come across proxy issues, certificate issues that can be handled easily with options class. But if you don't have confidence, then I would highly recommend start exploring multiple applications so that you will have confidence that if I get into real time, I can automate any application. For that, take 3 applications, automate them end to end, then you will get confidence. And if you have this blockage that how will I do in real time, trust me, it's too easy. Nowadays, you write one prompt in different LLMs, you will get the output, you can inject and you can start automating. Only thing is, you have to get comfortable with attending interviews. They will never get to know until you tell them. So there's a smart way to do this. Take 5 end-to-end scenarios from the current applications and automate them. Even though your team does not have a requirement, your management doesn't say that automate this, but you take 5 to 10 end-to-end scenarios, automate them, and then you will see the real-time challenges. Same thing you can replicate in interviews. How's the market now on Playwright? Market is always good, but openings are getting increased, or I will say more openings on Playwright. See, it was a very strategic move, right? Because now it is getting maintained by Microsoft. So a lot of AI capabilities are coming on Playwright. Hi Akash. Is Playwright with Python is a good option? Playwright is a good option. You can choose any language. Market is getting better with Python, but Playwright with JavaScript have more job openings. Can I use Jenkins without cloud? Give some tips. Yes, Ajant, you can use, but in real time you will be using on cloud, right? For example, just to explore how um, Jenkins works, you can deploy Jenkins on the local system. It will run on localhost 8080. You can experiment whatever experiment you want to have. But once you get into some company, this will be hosted on AWS, Azure, or GCP, right? Where every team member can use. So only thing is installation will change, security groups will change, roles will change, but rest everything will remain same. So if you're learning, deploy Jenkins on the local system and please explore. And if you want to see how to deploy in cloud, I have a video on this. Um, I have video on AWS. You book one EC2 system, log into that system, deploy this var file, and you're good to go. It looks little tricky, but when you start doing it, it's just a 10 minutes process to deploy on any of these cloud platforms. But yes, you can deploy Jenkins on local and have a video on this. So let me paste once again. I use this account from my desktop. My account is from mobile. Most of the time I work from laptop. Okay. Thank you so much, Nirmal. Now I understood. Akash, I guess you have joined little late. We discussed this multiple times. So maybe once this live get over, go back to the last 15 minutes. We discussed this multiple times. Sorry to skip this, but there are a couple of questions which I have not answered. But after watching that live, if you still have questions, let me know. If someone is working in manual QA and getting high pay, still recommend to switch job to automation role? Okay, great question. Hasir, don't wait that you will become irrelevant, right? If you're getting good salary, you're into manual, please continue. I'm not asking you to switch. Switch is optional. I'd recommend switch only when you're not comfortable with the salary, we're not comfortable with work-life balance. But if everything going good, please continue. But only thing is, uh, you don't learn automation because of switch. You have to be relevant in the market, so you have to learn, implement, and see how things are evolving, right? So I would highly recommend you to learn automation and do this as a hobby, then you will enjoy more. What I've seen, people learn automation because of they have to switch, they will start learning and then they will switch and they will forget. But if you actually learn automation because as a hobby, as an interest, trust me, you will learn much faster as compared to someone who is just reading or learning automation because of job change. So what I generally do, like I generally take 15 to 20 minutes every day for the new things to learn. Not because I have to make videos, not because I have to sell something. It is just that's part of my routine. So if you take every, let's say, new tools are coming just as exploring part, you'll get uh, much better ROI as compared to someone who is just learning for interviews. Okay, so let me. Okay, I'm just looking for some unique questions which we have not answered. What are the different options for automation engineers to learn new technology, LLM testing? So first you have to get comfortable with these basic terms. If you directly learn different frameworks but that we have for LLM testing, you will get confused. You have to get comfortable with different terms. Like first of all, what is LLM? What is MCPs? How they actually work? What is fine tuning? Get comfortable with these terms. Talk about parameters, how we can fine tune them. Then you get into the LLM testing frameworks. So I will be coming up on series. What is RAG? What is MCP? What is LLM? Then you will have some more idea. How to perform player types of security testing. I have not explored, Anil. Sorry for that. But there's one channel called there's a channel by Saksham Chaudhary. He have worked on as a security expert. You have multiple videos on security testing. Maybe you can explore Saksham Chaudhary channel for this. Anand says many big organizations hire and want QA with 10 to 15 years experience to work as the individual contributors. What should be the career path going forward? So yes, Anant, I agree. Many people are looking for IC role, and there's I don't think it's something wrong with IC approach. I generally find it's little fascinating. You don't have multiple team dependency. You work as a IC role. It's trending nowadays. Many companies prefer this. So go ahead, see what kind of requirement they have, plan accordingly, and move on. Yes, DevOps would be a good choice if you're in QA. Hi Praveen. QA to DevOps profile good or QA to security testing profile? See, Akash, it's a big move. Let's say if you're someone who actually you want to become test automation expert, functional, non-functional, I would recommend you to stick to security. First, you complete performance, then you move to security, and from functional side, make sure you complete everything. If you don't want to get into non-functional, then after functional, you can plan for DevOps. I would recommend DevOps because a lot of I would say first of all in terms of salaries, visibilities, and openings. Testing profile like security testing, it's very niche area, less openings, but very good in terms of salary, but number of openings are very less. So again, do some research from your side and take the end call. Okay. I'm a college student. Currently, I'm learning testing as well as the DevOps. What should I learn from? Ajay, say as a fresher, you have to get idea at least of everything. Little bit about development, little bit of testing, little bit of DevOps engineer. DevOps, obviously, you cannot get into DevOps as a fresher because when it comes to production, I have not seen freshers into DevOps role. You can start your career as a fresher in support, testing, and development, but not as a DevOps engineer personally. But get some basic idea. There are few companies who does fresher level hiring for DevOps, but count is very less. And frankly speaking, Ajay, they don't have much expectation from the freshers. Even if you're good with basics, we are good to go. Most welcome. Uh, Priyanka says, as you mentioned, DevOps would be a great choice. There are a lot of good channels, Priyanka, frankly speaking, on DevOps. One is Tech with Nana, high quality content and one stop solution. And one is by Avishek. So just search for DevOps with Avishek. You'll get a lot of videos. Uh, Free videos are more than enough. You also have a Udemy course, if I'm not wrong. I'm not sure about the training part, but start with free one because what happens, Priyanka, when you move from one role to another role, initially it looks very fascinating, very interesting, right? But over the period of time, you might lose the interest. So first explore with free videos, see if you can implement, take help of ChatGPT, DeepSeek, Gemini, use these tools to get examples, to get snippet, do some hands-on, take a small projects and DevOps and try to implement. And once you want to connect to the dots, like how these dots will be connected, I can help you to connect with one of my friend Akash, who will give you some roadmap. But first start with the free videos. I tried Claude Sonnet for my office project. It is failing for complex scenarios, but I have a task to complete that. Yes, Nirmal, as I mentioned, it is still getting evolved. Uh, they launched in December, right? It's April. It will take some time to evolve. Not all the scenarios can be automated. So even on their official site, basic tasks you can do, but it will take some time to get evolved. So when it comes to end-to-end complex, you can take help of uh, code-based solutions, but end-to-end with AI will take some time. Sumit Nagpal says, "Hello Mukesh, I have 3 years experience manual automation, manual testing, and looking to make a switch." Sumit, I guess you joined late. We discussed this. Uh, I'm after 6 minutes. Go back to the previous questions. We discussed this. But the best way to check LinkedIn Naukri, search for automation test engineer, location, 3 years experience, whatever the JDs you see, please start learning. If you're looking for the roadmap, I have a video on my channel. What should be the roadmap? Please share the details of meetup. Yes, I will. I will share. Once the place is confirmed, Nirmal, I will announce. Uh, Charan says, "Hi Mukesh, how do we do test automation testing UA agents and automation tools? There are a lot of different tools. So basically nowadays more than 50 plus AI agents are available in the market. More or less they're doing the same thing. It is just you have to see which one is getting fit as per the pricing, as per the requirement. Since I have a collaboration with this trigger, you can have a demo with them, talk about your requirement, see how they can help. But you can use any different tools, and I have a list on my blog, top 10 AI agents tools that you can use. But test trigger, you can start if it fits into your requirement, go ahead with that. Fun with Ananya. It says test trigger tool is very expensive. When we talk about AI tools and the testing, everyone want to move to every organization wants to have AI automation tool, but they're not willing, but won't be willing for the price. What could be the cheaper alternatives? Okay. See, Ananya, this is something which I cannot control about the pricing part. So generally, whenever you have to do a POC of minimum 3 tools. Sometimes cheap options doesn't come with a good features. So you have to compromise either with the quality or you have to compromise with the pricing, right? So I don't see much changes in the pricing. More or less, all the AI tools which is in the market, they fall under the same bracket. Only thing is, you have to see which one is getting as fit in your organization as per your requirement. For example, Test Trigger have recently launched Mainframe, which I don't think any other AI tool is doing in the market right now, right? They also do two-factor authentication, captchas, which I don't think others are doing it. Maybe I'm wrong. I have to still check other AI tools, but you have to give them the different alternatives. The cheaper alternatives would be you can use MCP servers, but that is still evolving. Or maybe some open source AI testing tools. See, when it comes to open source, you have to deploy LLM models on your own premise. Okay, so let's say if you're looking for the free options, you can download maybe DeepSeek LLM model, deploy on the local system using Olama, or let's say if you're using Azure or AWS or GCP, you get a system, install Olama, then you can deploy these LLM models and you can use it for free. That is how companies are using nowadays. Let's say they want to, they don't want to expose their data to the cloud. They don't want to use the cloud version. Download these models, deploy, and start using it. So that's a free, but only thing is you have to fine tune that model. Thanks for suggesting deep work. Currently completed one and a half quantum. Oh, Atomic Habit, really good book. Definitely need a separate video to like to know top books in storytelling, sales, marketing. Yes. So this is the one book for sales and marketing which I'm reading is Sell Like Crazy by Sabri. Uh, Good book if you are looking for the sales part. But if you have not read about Who Moved My Cheese, please read. It's all about how you have to evolve with time, not only in tech and personally, professionally, in relationship with friends, how you have to evolve. That is a great book. Okay, so guys, there are a lot of questions which I could not answer. It has been 1 hour. Um, I will try to come live once again, maybe next week. Quickly, I will do a rapid fire. I will see if I can answer quickly one by one. Otherwise, we will take in the next live. Yeah, most welcome, Anya. Samir says, hi Mukesh, one quick question. Normally on LinkedIn, I say people are against using Cucumber, but I never understand what is the problem with that. Please let me know why is that. Samir, I have seen this debate too, but you need to understand both the side. Few companies, they don't recommend BTT. Few companies recommend BTT. So those who are not using it, they are against BTT, but those companies who are using BTT, they are hiring for someone who knows BTT. So you don't have to be on one of the side. You learn. If you, let's say if you get a requirement that you have to implement BTT, go ahead. But let's say a company don't want to go with BTT, you can continue with TTT. So you should be neutral. It depends on who is using what, right? For example, I've seen many people who love Android and then many people who love iPhone, and sometimes you will find a debate Android versus iPhone. So it's, they're correct from their perspective, right? Somebody who's using Android, they're comfortable on Windows. Somebody who's using iPhone, they're comfortable with Mac infrastructure. So not everyone is wrong or right. It's about their perspective. But you need to learn so that you can implement if there's a requirement. There's a debate for everything. What will be the future of IT industry? Hearing a lot of layoffs news in the various companies. See, Johnny, I'm not sure about the future part, but yes, this layoff is happening and it will continue. It happens every year. It's not happening only because of AI, right? So if you see every year at the November, December, you will see a lot of hiring. February, March, you will see a lot of layoffs and firing. It's common in IT. That's the reason there's a fight also, government job versus private job, IT sector layoff. So it comes with the pros and cons. You don't have to think too much about the layoff. See how you can be relevant in the market. Are you updated as per the market standard? and rest everything you cannot control. So there's a new sentence, right? 40 is the new 50, or 35 is the new 45. So let's say if you survive till 40 or 50 also in IT, it's like enough. But I've seen those who are updating themselves, those who are learning new tools, technologies, they're switching different companies, they're learning new things, they're still relevant. You might see that they're changing the different roles, right? If they're getting opportunity. So be flexible, don't be too rigid with one role, one company, one tool. Be flexible so that in case they are removing a particular profile or removing particular project or they are dissolving one team, how you can easily transform to a new role in the same company or new role in the different companies. That is only possible if you're updated in the market. But don't think too much about the future. Nobody knows about the future of IT, but it looks little scary, but I don't know. Should we implement DSA like lead codes, sorry, linked list tag, queue, trees, graphs, solve problems using these collection DSA in Mang Microsoft interviews for SDate profile, but no DSA requirement? See, Kishore, that is the filtration process, okay? You might not use in real time for sure, but suppose they have two openings and 100 people or have applied. So obviously they have to create a filter, or let's say 1000 people have applied on LinkedIn because of easy apply option. So they need only high, uh, let's say very cream people which have at least some coding knowledge. So they create a filter, they will give you a lead code round and you have to solve a problem. So because of filtration, if you are preparing, please spend some time, minimum 3 months to 6 months, solve one question every single day. For example, 6 months if you are taking one question every single day, 180 question you will solve. That is more than enough to crack any Mang based companies with DSA, with automation and everything. Is free learning certificate from official companies like MongoDB is worth or not? Anything which is uh, free and you're getting some learning from it, it's worth it. Whether you will implement or not, that's a different part. But if you're not spending much time and energy and money, go ahead. You will definitely learn something new. Can we expect 10 plus experience? Sorry, 10 LPA with 2 years of experience? Wrong expectation, Pawan, but it can be done. Many companies they provide 20 plus as well as a fresher. Depends which company you're joining, right? Amazon sometimes pay 45 plus LPA for freshers. But let's say if you're coming from tier 2 college, you're joining service based companies, 10 plus is not realistic. You can get it, but 6 to 8 is, or 6 to 9 is the good range. But 10 LPA, if you're exceptionally well, you have know multiple tools, targeting good companies, they're looking for immediate joiners, and you're immediate joiner, yes, you can get it. Shubham says, hello Mukesh, how you see the future of Catalan Studio as a career? See, Shubham, again, I will not say focus on tool, focus on the testing fundamentals, whether it's test trigger, Catalan, um, Tosca, Selenium, Playwright, whatever tools, they all are tools which will help you to automate. So I will never call you are a Catalan expert. I will still call you automation expert, right? So get comfortable with this automation testing. Tools will change, programming language will change, syntax will change, but your approach will never change. Focus on approach instead of tools. But with time, these tools will keep on changing. I hope you got the answer. Okay, so one last question, then we can end. Hi, sir. I'm a fresher, graduation year 2023. Is it possible to get a job role in estate? Sujit, since you have 2 years of gap, you have to justify this gap. Not 2 years is not too much, but still, you can target startups where they don't have much employees. They're actually looking for energetic people who can contribute in QA. But many companies don't accept fresher with gap. So You don't target these companies, target startups and mid-scale companies. Don't target very big companies. Once you get 2 to 3 years experience, then you can target these companies. But there's no problem if you have some knowledge. Okay, so thank you so much, guys, for listening me for almost 1 hour, and I will be coming live next week, and I will try to complete the pending series and the new testing, LLM testing, and AI series. If you have any questions, even after the live, please let me know in the comment section. I will pick I will pick these comments and I will answer in the next live. So thank you so much, guys. Best of luck. Those who are uh, looking for a job change, April, May, June, best time for switch. Spend much time on the preparation and best of luck. So thank you so much. I will see you next week. Till then, bye bye. Take care.